Sports Network. We have game two about to begin as the umpires' meeting is concluded. And Pioneers about set to take the field. Let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visitors, Hudson Miles will lead off again playing shortstop. Jackson Riedling is in right field, batting second. Cade Hitson in left field, batting third. Clint Seymour was the DH in game one. He's going to be the first baseman here in game two of the doubleheader. Arturo Rodriguez will be the DH. Tyler Jenkins in center field, batting sixth. Brady Hendricks at third, hitting seventh. And Russ Lambert back behind the plate. He'll hit eighth. And Kato Muto will bat ninth and play second base. And on the mound for Columbia State, Dylan Alonzo, a sophomore from Tiger, Georgia, transfer from Middle Tennessee State University. For the Pioneers defensively, everything the same except the catcher here in game two. Gage Hoover in left, Devin Thrain in center, Reed Mashinsky in right. Hudson Blank at third, Tucker Lorenz at short, Drew Plummer is at second base, Easton Denning at first. Behind the plate, J.C. Menendez gets the start as Scotty Dean, apparently with an arm injury, but is in at the DH spot. Plummer's leading off, playing second. Mashinsky is batting second, Denning third. Hoover, Dean, and then Thrain, 4, 5, and 6, and Blank, Lorenz, and Menendez. As we are underway, Hudson Miles will lead off to face Chip Harris. The starting pitcher pours in a pitch inside. Ball one, and we are underway at 3:02 Central Time. Miles swings it, offering number two, and fouls it off to the right side. Pull my handy-dandy thermometer out, also known as my iPhone. 47 degrees. Here's the game time temperature, brought to you by Accurate Mortgage. Thanks to Mike Hoover. Accurate Mortgage with locations in Smyrna and in Franklin. And Harris now 3 balls and a strike to the leadoff batter, Hudson, Hutson, Miles. Miles fouls that one off. We'll have a full count, Ministries full count. 47 feels like 41, folks, so we have closed the windows here in the press box. So you're not going to hear outside noise, but you're also not going to hear wind as Miles has that fastball pour in on his hands. Fouls it off toward his dugout. We'll have another full count pitch. Popped up out to right field. Mashinsky will come in and make the catch for out number one. That brings Jackson Riedling to the plate. Riedling. Riedling 2 for 3 in game one. Scored a run. Fastball misses up. So we had Jeff Hamblin up here with the radar gun-ish deal. Why is that not showing up on that scoreboard? Is it just not working? Huh. Ball and a strike to the Chargers right fielder. Now make it 2-1. On deck, Cade Hitson. Without the windows open, it feels like I'm broadcasting in a studio. Chopper to third. Blank charges, gloves, and throws. He makes that play look easy a lot of times. Hudson Blank, not sure where he played in high school. Maybe he played everywhere, but he has done an excellent job on those slow rollers toward third base. Every retires Riedling, and the first two are retired here in the top of the first. And Hitson looks in, ball one to the Columbia State left fielder. Behind the plate, Johnny Lowry was there in yesterday's 9-inning contest. Changeup missed the zone as well. 2 balls and no strikes to the left-handed hitting left fielder Hitson. 2 for 4 in game one. Now 3-0 count. Hitson had singles in first 2 innings of the game. Strike called on the outside corner. Hitson also laid down a sacrifice bunt. Ball 4, and there's the first base runner of the ball game. Clint Seymour, left-handed hitter, freshman from Loretto High School. Loretto Wildcats. Seymour 1 for 5 in game one of the doubleheader. Singled and scored in the 4th inning. Couple of ground outs, pop out, and a strikeout. Take all my paper clips off now. Don't have to worry about the wind coming in since we've closed the windows. Runner took off. That was a huge jump. Menendez's throws, not in time. Hitson picks up the stolen base. Runner now in scoring position with 2 outs for Seymour. And he's going to get a base hit into left field. Hoover charges, and they're going to hold the runner at third. So a single by Seymour puts runners at first and third for Arturo Rodriguez, who had a solo home run in game one of the doubleheader. That was his first hit of the series. He finished with a 3 for 4 game at the plate. Scored twice. Swings at the first pitch, chops one over the third base dugout. VolState not at home for a while after this series. Next, they'll be back on Monday, March 10th. Take on Kishwaukee. Common spelling, Kishwaukee. It's Milwaukee with a K-I-S-H in front of it, College. I will not be here to broadcast that doubleheader. I'll be down at Southwest Tennessee to help broadcast the conference basketball tournaments. That ball is hit deep to left field. Gage Hoover makes the catch right at the warning track. Another over-the-shoulder catch. Got a pole in my way there. Wasn't sure if he actually got it, but put a star by that one and remember it. 2 out, 2 runners on, and Gage Hoover with a nice catch. They keep a 0 on the board. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on. Heading to the bottom of the first, VolState coming to the plate.
Man, thanks to that ball and personal price you gave me, I was able to scoop me up some new kicks.
Really? I like those. You look like you're ready for a marathon now.
You know, on second thought, we're always looking for some fresh talent. Have you thought about going back and playing?
Really? Man, have I ever. Wow.
Go to the goal. There you go, buddy. Jake.
You for real, Coach?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the personal price, Coach. Everybody at Toyota Gallatin gets it. That's what makes us so special.
Well, on second thought, I think we're all booked up.
Come on, Coach. For real? Give me a shot.
We'll pass.
Oh, come on. Wow.
Wondering what we're looking at right there. Are we going to end up having to leave that window open for the radar gun? VolState to face Dylan Alonso, a highly touted right-hander picked up by Desi Ammons, the head coach at Columbia State. People are here to watch Dylan Alonso, 6'4", 220-pound right-hander from Tiger, Georgia, transfer from Middle Tennessee State University. He has been offered, I think, by Tennessee. I'm not sure who else is offered. I'm sure Tennessee's not the only team that's looking at the hard-throwing right-hander. They want to put that miles per hour up on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard as he is on the mound. He's going to face Drew Plummer, who steps in. First pitch that he sees is at the knees for a called strike, showing 90 miles an hour on the scoreboard. Plum was 2 for 3, had a double and scored in the 7th. Big overhand hammer curveball for strike 2, and Alonso's showcasing his repertoire. Popped up on the fastball, gets out into shallow right center field. On comes the right fielder Riedling, and they're going to say the catch was made, and Plummer has been retired. Diving play by Jackson Riedling. He had to Superman that one. That brings Reed Mashinsky to the plate with 1 out and nobody on. Lady Pioneers basketball team lost to Roan State, 74-46 earlier. Be a tightly contested game between VolState men and Roan, the Roan State Raiders in basketball. VolState is in second place in the men's bracket. Overhand hammer there, drops in there for a called strike. Mashinsky down in the count, 1-2. Alonso working quickly. Another hammer, and Mashinsky is going to go down on strikes. Backward K in the books as Alonso leads the Chargers in strikeouts. That's his now 23rd of the year. Easton Denning stands in, freshman first baseman. Alonso's 5th appearance of the year. It's his 4th start, 1-1 record. There's a fisted off the handle of the bat and grounded to Miles, who throws on to first. And he's bailed out by Clint Seymour on the throw just up the line, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Pioneers. Headed to the 2nd inning, no score.
Take the step. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Take the step, the one you've always wanted to a better you and a brighter future. Choose a path to create, innovate, or educate. A path to your career. One that builds you as a person a one where you build for the people of the future. Choose a path to save lives or check eyes, to study the human body, soul, and mind, to fight crime both in person or online, to code, market, or be an entertainment rock star. Take the step to your full potential, to everything you've dreamed of. Take the step here, there, and eventually everywhere. With the pros of the profession, the Grammy winners, the commercial producers, the engineers, the doctors. Life is full of steps, so why not make yours count? This is us. This is VolState.
Hey, let's turn the volume up. Now you folks can hear me. I don't have Ryan Murphy listening in saying, hey, we can't hear you. So everything I said, just forget about it because you didn't hear it. I was talking, but there's this little knob that you have to put up on this big, huge black audio box that AJ Fawson got for the broadcast. That's what I need. I need more knobs to push. I apologize, folks. That one's on completely on me. I can't blame anybody else up here. It's my fault. There's a hit by pitch. Chip Harris just plunks Brady Hendricks. And the first two have reached. Chip's third hit batter of the year. Fifth appearance of the year, third start for Chip Harris is 1-1, 12 innings of work, 11 hits, 8 runs. They were earned, has walked 11, struck out 11, and now make it 3 plunkings. Makes it sound like it didn't hurt if you just say he got plunked. Sounds like it was nice and soft. That was a breaking pitch, so squaring around the bunt, laying it down third base line, and Hudson Blank, smart play right there. He lets it go foul. That was a decision that he had to make. He calculated the curvature of the earth, mixed in with the spin on the baseball, and came up to the conclusion that if I let that go exactly 65 feet, it will go to the foul side of the fair line, and that's exactly what happened. Man, that kid is smart. From Marissa, Illinois. And again, squaring around the bunt is Russ Lambert. And he'll lay this one down a little bit closer to the pitcher. Chip Harris fires over to Drew Plummer for out number one. And the sacrifice is successful this time. Runners move over to second and third. Kato Muto, the second baseman from Bowling Green, Kentucky, 5'7", 165-pound freshman. He hits one out to right center field. This is going to get a run in. Thrain is going to come over and make the catch. He's going to throw toward third base, kind of, sort of toward third. Sacrifice fly gets the Chargers on the board. Tyler Jenkins singled to left, leading off the inning, comes across the score. Hendricks now down at second base with 2 outs. Hudson Miles flew out to Mashinsky in the first, stands in. Harris with a look back at second, delivers a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. That pitch was 0.4 miles an hour. I think that's 104. That's what that actually means. We don't have 3 digits up on the scoreboard. So an 0.4 popped up there. Either that or that was an error code. Pretty sure it wasn't 104. It was a breaking pitch. The only way you're going to throw a breaking pitch 104 is if you drop it from the Empire State Building. Miles, 2 for 9 in the series so far. Came into the series hitting .385. Don't have his updated. Came in today at .375. And Miles is going to draw a walk. It's his second of the afternoon, first in this game. Second walk of the game by Harris, who gets a visit from the Miami, Florida native. 4 Floridians on the club. A couple from Miami. That's J.C. Menendez and Jaden Perez. And then Reed Mashinsky in right field from Bradenton, Florida. And Alec Tromke just to my right, our director here for the broadcast. He's wearing shorts. I mean, it feels like temperature of 41 degrees. We had all 4 windows open in game 1. We now have them closed, and the heater is turned up to 81. Come on, Murph. What weather app are you looking at? Off-speed pitch in there. Yours says it feels like a 34. Mine says it feels like a 40. As long as I'm inside here, I'm okay. Harris trying to step on a fastball there, misses low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Jackson Riedling, who's 0 for 1 in this game. Grounded out to Hudson Blank. It's 2 for 3 in game 1. Changeup misses up. Riedling is 2 for 7 on the series. Nearly hits another batter. That high inside fastball. Three-one pitch, 2 outs, 2 on. That's ball 4. Chip Harris struggling with control here early in this game. Has hit a batter and walked 3. He's given up 2 hits, 1 run, and Trevor Mutzi will come out of the Pioneer dugout, have a chat. This week, the Pioneers defeated Shawnee College on Tuesday, 2 wins, a 10-0 and 19-0. And big weeks for a couple of the Pioneer hitters prior to today's game. After yesterday's game, Gage Hoover, of course, with the 3 home run game yesterday and 8 RBIs, or 7 RBIs, is now for the week 5 for 9. Let's add in an 0 for 2, so now 5 for 11. Scored 7 runs. He's walked 3 times, 3 home runs in 4 games, 8 RBIs. So big week for Gage Hoover. Popped up in the infield after the meeting with Mutzi. Hudson Blank over in foul territory, and he's going to make the catch, and that will end the inning. The Chargers score 1 on 1 hit. No errors, 2 runners left on base. Headed to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Columbia State.
We're all working in the cloud. But what really is the cloud? If you start pulling back the clouds themselves, you find out it's an infrastructure. Computer science is really computer engineering. Right now,
Middle Tennessee is quickly becoming a growing tech hub with several IT companies that are looking for skilled workers.
if you're pursuing the CIT program at VolState, you're preparing yourself to fill those positions.
Have you ever wondered what happens when you click Buy It Now? A whole series of transactions take place, from the manufacturer to your front door.
That is logistics and supply chain management.
At VolState, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes.
A lot of business is dependent upon getting a product on time.
Students here at VolState are able to leave here with that knowledge.
Because the supply chain
Is counting on me.
Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network. Check the volume control, and it's up. It's working. I'm getting through technology and Tim Reese, not friends sometimes. I'll be broadcasting on the Game Time Sports Network next Friday at the TCCAA basketball tournament, and done a couple of games down there for Jay Harper. He told me that I didn't know what I was doing down there. I tried to plug in their internet to the computer that he gave me. It was a Mac. I use Macs, but I'm pretty sure it's not that hard. It's not different to plug Ethernet cord into a Mac. About the same as you do a PC. Is little mano a mano right there as Alonso delivers a fastball to Gage Hoover. He was looking for it. Came up empty there. Fouls that one off. Down in the count 0-2. But he's got a guy down there broadcasting basketball. Pellissippi State taking on Southwest Tennessee. I think they have 2 games left. Southwest Tennessee does. But breaking pitch, chopped down the third base line. It'll go foul. And whoever he's got down there plugged that Ethernet cord in, and his internet worked just fine. I tried to do it 3 different times and never could get it going. So 0-2 pitch, the overhand breaking pitch misses high. Alonso with a very, very fast motion. There's nothing lazy or slow to his windup. Once he gets a sign and he gets going, it is quick. and he gets a swinging strikeout of Hoover on a high fastball. That's the second strikeout of the game for Alonso. That'll bring Scotty Dean to the plate. We got some softball scores for you. The Lady Pioneers won Game 1 against Motlow State as conference action is getting started this week for softball teams. I think Game 1, VolState won 13-3. They're not posting scores. Look out, Scotty Dean. For the third time today, Scotty Dean is plunked. Get the target off your back. He takes a fastball glancing blow, thankfully for Scotty. I believe that's now 7 for the year for Dean. It is. That brings Devin Thrain to the plate. Takes a healthy hack, comes up empty. If you can see our netting behind home plate, and you see the leaves that are on there, it looks like they're trying to escape. They're in jail. Breaking pitch is hit out to right field. That sends Riedling all the way over into foul territory and makes the catch for out number 2. If you weren't with us in Game 1, the wind is blowing straight in from center field today. One ball did leave the yard out to left field. Arturo Rodriguez hit one out in Game 1, but everything else is being pushed to right. Alonso steps off and throws over to first. Hudson Blank at the plate, 2 for 4 in Game 1. Fastball misses inside. Was 1 for 3 in yesterday's contest. So 3 for 7 for the freshman. Played a couple of years at Merritt Island, Florida. He just went out to center field, but that's where fly balls go to die today, and that's easy catch for Tyler Jenkins in center field. Hit that right into the teeth of the wind. It's between about 15 miles an hour today. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was a hit batter. He was stranded. We're through 2, scheduled for 7, 1-0. Columbia State leads.
Man, thanks to that ball and personal price you gave me, I was able to scoop me up some new kicks.
Really? I like those. You look like you're ready for a marathon now.
You know, on second thought, we're always looking for some fresh talent. Have you thought about going back and playing?
Really? Man, have I ever. Wow.
Go to the goal. There you go, buddy. Jake.
You for real, Coach?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the personal price, Coach. Everybody at Toyota Gallatin gets it. That's what makes us so special.
Well, on second thought, I think we're all booked up.
Come on, Coach. For real? Give me a shot.
We'll pass.
Oh, come on. Wow.
Chip Harris back out on the mound for the Pioneers. As Chargers will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate here in the top of the third. Clint Seymour, Arturo Rodriguez, and Tyler Jenkins. Seymour singled in the left field in the first, swings at the first pitch. It's gloved on a nice short hop there by Easton Denning. So one first baseman, retires another. Seymour likes to swing at that first pitch. It's not a good time for me to lose my voice. Coming up, we will have, I think there are 17 or 18 basketball games. Make it 18 games. 4 games on Friday, 4 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday, 4 on Monday, and then 2 on Championship Tuesday. So myself and Jay Harper will share the load there for the basketball tournament as Rodriguez stands in. He hit one over the head of Gage Hoover, but with his elasto arm, he able to snag that. The elasto arm's the one that's got the glove on it, and that's his left arm. He reached up and over his shoulder going back toward the fence, made a sparkling catch in left field to end the first. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. J.C. Menendez will throw down to Denning at first base to complete the strikeout. A Chick-fil-A of Gallatin strikeout. Thanks to Mary and Gary Garrettson right down the road for their support of VolState baseball. When we are able, that's where the full count 242 group meets. First strikeout of the game for Chip Harris. 2 outs and nobody on. Tyler Jenkins started the 1-run rally in the second with a base hit. Knocked in on a sacrifice fly. That breaking pitch misses inside. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Jenkins, 6 foot, 180 pounds. From Knoxville, Tennessee. That's the home of Parker White. He didn't go to CAK, though. He went to Knoxville West. Parker, the winningest pitcher on the roster right now for VolState. He has 8 total wins, not this year. That would be over a 3-year period. Was a second-team all-conference starting pitcher his true freshman year. Pitched about 14 innings. Got a couple of wins last year before being shut down before the halfway mark. And got a medical red shirt to be able to come back this year. Johnny Lowry thought he was going to come over and pull out his notebook out of his pocket and write down a timeout for Tyler Jenkins, but maybe he's giving him some grace because of the wind and the dirt around the plate may have got something up into his eye. 2-2 pitch coming from Harris. We'll see a full count. Ministries full count as that breaking pitch misses outside. All natural surface here except for one little semicircle right behind the dirt area at home plate. Full count. Ministries full count to Tyler Jenkins. Popped up in the infield. Chip Harris will give way to Easton Denning. There is, I think, the first 1-2-3 inning for VolState today, and it's delivered by Easton Denning. Delivered by Chip Harris on the pop out to Easton Denning. We're ahead to the bottom of the third. Alec Trompke can't wait to hit that. You keep doing that, buddy, and you are going to mess it up. You think you got cool now, don't you? Don't do that long commercial. Let's just go up here to the intro. I'm talking way too much. So we're going to give you a commercial break, a break from a commercial. We need to get one from Wendy Tostenson. That's what we are efforting, are we not? We're working on it. We need a commercial from our new president. Started July 1st, and I'm telling you, she's already attended more athletic events than probably the last, well, I don't know. Dr. O might have attended quite a few basketball games. But I had a commercial for basketball for Dr. Tostenson, but that was pretty much a time-specific commercial for an event that happened in November. I think we were still playing it on the basketball broadcast in December. Everybody just wanted to see your pretty face. That's what it was. And high energy, the high energy state in her first year. Yeah, we're just going to leave it here. I'm just talking, Alec. Just Just relax and take a half inning off. So let's see how many people are listening in on the VolState Sports Network. 41-36 against Roan State. Okay. A reporter on the ground. Oh, I knew I was going to do something. I was going to see where Roan State was in the men's standings. They're up there in the top. Roan State's typically got a good team. They're in 5th place behind Chattanooga State, 10-7 record. VolState trying to get that number 2 seed for next Friday, which means they won't play until Sunday. Head coach Johnny Lynn in his 2nd year. He's got it going on over there in the Pickle Field House. Tucker Lorenz leading off, seeing fastball delivered on the outside corner. Lorenz 1 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader today. Brady Nepper played yesterday, went 0 for 2 at a walk and a sac bunt. Lorenz singled in his first plate appearance, struck out and lined out to left field. That ball is going to get over the head of Hudson Miles. It's going to drop in front of the sliding Cade Hitson, and there is a base hit leading off the 3rd for Lorenz. He goes opposite way. Just got enough of that one to get over the shortstop's head and right in front of the sliding Cade Hitson, who's playing shallow in left field, as he should be with the wind blowing in. That's the first hit of the ball game for Pioneers. And J.C. Menendez will stand in. Don't know if his dad's still here or not. He was here earlier in the week. Breaking pitch misses down. Nice stop by Russell Lambert. Ozzie, don't call him Roger. Ozzie and Ileana down in Miami, Florida. The parents of Juan Carlos. A redshirt freshman from Immaculate LaSalle High School. Takes a hack at that one, fouls that one. That's going to get over the Bobby Hudson Pavilion down the right field line. VolState hosted the conference tournament a couple of years ago. I broadcasted every one of those games. Bobby Hudson, I think, cooked every single hamburger that was eaten down there in the hospitality area. I don't know. He might have had his son-in-law help out. There's a big hammer in there for a called strike. I'm telling you, that is an equalizer. You go up there looking for that 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball from Alonzo, and all of a sudden he drops that breaking pitch in there, has you weak at the knees. 1-2 pitch to J.C. Menendez. Just a little bit high. He's an accounting major here at VolState. Hello to Papa and Abby, grandparents down in Miami, as well as Grandma Sarah and Ray. 5'11", 200-pound catcher. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch disappearing down low, and 3rd strikeout of the game for Alonzo. There's the first out of the 3rd. VolState down 1-0 after losing game 1, 7-4. We had to make a correction on the scoreboard. I don't know how to operate the Toyota Gallatin scoreboard because I know I'm not ever going to be doing it. It's definitely something you can't do while you're broadcasting. could be public address announcer, but there's no chance I could be the scoreboard operator. That takes way too much concentration. Drew Plummer steps back and sees a breaking pitch land down. He flew out to Riedling in right field in the first. One out, one on. Tucker Lorenz with a leadoff single, leads off a first. Windy and cold here at VolState today. It's a 3-0 pitch right down Broadway. Visited by Stephen Bell earlier today. Another pitch down the middle. We'll have a full count. Ministries full count. Stephen played here last year after transferring from Alderson Broadus, an NAIA school, I believe, in West Virginia that shuttered operations. Timeout is called. Johnny Lowry pointing to, I think, Drew Plummer. I thought Drew was kind of looking at him like, who, you talking about, me? Drew didn't step out of the box. He just looked at the home plate umpire, so not sure what that was about. See if Lorenz is on the move. He is not, and it is late. He swings, and he takes off a little bit late and gets the stolen base. If he was taken off with the pitch, he had a slow start, but gets the theft. Fourth strikeout by Alonso brings Mashinsky to the plate with a tying run at scoring position. Reed struck out looking in the first. Mashinsky 1 for 3 in game 1 with a double. He is 3 for 8, make it 3 for 9 now in the series. VolState next weekend will be at Dyersburg State. Fouls that one off. I will not be traveling there either. They have a broadcast, so you can join the Dyersburg State broadcast. I think they're on like Texas Sports Network, but go to Dyersburg State's website and they should have a live streaming. Chopper down the third base line. That'll roll foul. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes to Reed Mashinsky. Most of the schools now do have at least a live stream, I think. I don't think Roan State has. I know they don't have a broadcaster because I will go. I am planning on going to Roan State to broadcast. I don't know yet about Pellissippi, what they're doing, so I'll have to check with them. Pioneers do travel to Pellissippi. That's the weekend after the Dyersburg, so 2 straight weekends away. But they'll be home for 2 midweek games. Fouls straight back. Kishwaukee on March 10th and Alpena Community College on March 12th. That'll be a Monday, Wednesday. I'll be back following the conference basketball tournament to hopefully call the doubleheader against Alpena that comes out of Michigan. And then we'll have to see what happens with Pellissippi. Ground ball to Hudson Miles at short. Gloves in, throws on to first base, and he still is without an error as he throws on to retire Mashinsky. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are 3/7 of the way through this game. Columbia State holds a 1-0 lead. We'll take a break on the VolState Sports Network.
Take the step. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Take the step, the one you've always wanted to a better you and a brighter future. Choose a path to create, innovate, or educate. A path to your career. One that builds you as a person, or one where you build for the people of the future. Choose a path to save lives or check eyes, to study the human body, soul, and mind, to fight crime both in person or online, to code the market, or be an entertainment rock star. Take the step to your full potential, to everything you've dreamed of. Take the step here, there, and eventually everywhere. With the pros of the profession, the Grammy winners, the commercial producers, the engineers, the doctors. Life is full of steps, so why not make yours count? This is us. This is VolState.
7, 8, 9 in the top of the fourth to face Chip Harris, one of 11 VolState players participating in the full count 242 discipleship group this year. Started with 5 in the first year, back in 2023. 4 pitchers and a position player. Had 10 last year. This year added freshmen for the first time. To get to a total of 11 as the changeup is swung on and missed by Hendricks, who was hit by a pitch in the second. Not on purpose. That wouldn't be right. Another changeup. Hendricks goes after. The former Summit Spartan. He had Drew Plummer. Devin Thrain. And Lambert, the catcher. All from Spring Hill, Tennessee, Summit High School, one of the newer high schools down in Williamson County. 1-2, misses low and away. Gage Hoover still out there in left field. Devin Thrain in center, Reed Mashinsky in right. Hudson Blank at third. Tucker Lorenz at short, Drew Plummer at second. Easton Denning at first. J.C. Menendez catching for Chip Harris, who just gives up a line drive down the right field line. Mashinsky gets to it, but his throw is not in time for a leadoff double by Brady Hendricks, who's getting healthy at the bat against the Pioneers. Hendricks did not play in yesterday's game. He has a couple of hits now in 4 official plate appearances. Been on base 4 times today. And now the Summit Spartan Russell Lambert steps in. If they got anybody else from Summit, just hasn't played. Not on first read. That ball sails right over the glove of J.C. Menendez. It's got to be a pass ball. Didn't even hit his glove. I think he's chatting with Harris right now. He was expecting a breaking pitch. It's one of those tough luck pass balls. You think it's going to be a breaker, and the series of signs that you gave your pitcher were not understood. Now Hendricks is at third base as Russell Lambert laid down a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. See what the likelihood is that they have him square around, put down a safety squeeze now. Cade Hitson had a sacrifice bunt in game 1. Now Lambert with a sac bunt here in game 2 is not squaring around, and the overhand breaking pitch lands in there for a called strike. Yesterday the wind was blowing from center field or maybe left center out toward the right field, the batting cage. Fastball just misses outside as Chip trying to step on these fastballs. And the ball was flying out of here to right field yesterday. Gage Hoover hit all 3 of his home runs to right. That's popped up. Back goes Plummer. He was playing in and has to go back and then comes back in. That's not an easy pop-up to catch when you're playing in to get the runner at the plate. But now 1 out. And Kato Muto, who drove in the only run of the game with a sacrifice fly, stands in. 2 for 2 in game 1, reached base all 4 times. A left-handed hitter called strike on the outside corner. Chip Harris loses his lid. It's bobby pin time, Chip, or time to get a haircut. 0-1. Just missed inside. One. Ground ball to the right side. Denning's going to step right on first base and then turn around and make sure that Hendricks goes back to the base. Muto grounded basically right to the first base bag. And now 2 outs with a runner at third. Be a tough batter right here for Harris to get through in order to keep that runner from scoring. Hudson Miles 0 for 1. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. Just a hair late. Miles came in today as the leader on the team in runs scored and hits. 17 and 21. Nice stop there by Menendez. Reached base at a 45+% of the time. Reached base 2 out of 5. Chopper down to third base. This should roll foul. It will. Miles 1 for 2 in reaching base in this game. Anything over 400. Pretty good, even in college. Clint Seymour, their cleanup hitter, is third in the coming into today's action. 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Right back to Harris. He stops it, throws it to Denning, and Denning misses the ball. And I'm not sure where that hit Chip Harris, but that may have gotten him in an unmentionable area. All-world trainer Justin McKinney should be around, but I'm not sure. There I see him running now, and Chip Harris probably more scared and surprised by that, and it hit him just to the left, looks like in the upper groin area. That's it. You know, actually, I mean, I say there's a chance you could call it an error, but probably not. I'm gonna give that kid a hit and an RBI. They did score a run there as they're checking on Harris now. Thankfully, it wasn't up by his face, but pitchers don't wear athletic cups. I never stepped foot on a baseball field without one. As the first one sails and Chip's going to come off the mound, that's going to end his afternoon. That didn't feel good. So an infield single for Hudson Miles as a line drive right back to the midsection of Chip Harris, hit him just below the belt. Thankfully, I think a little bit to the left. So we could go into more detail, but this is a kid-friendly show. So besides that, the president of the college sitting right next to me. So I don't want to get fired. Hey, you can't fire me. I'm a volunteer. But we'll take a break and come back and tell you about the new pitcher. We'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Max Castle, a right-hander out of Clarksville High School, 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore, an accounting major, the son of Jeep and Elizabeth Castle, brother to Casey and Caroline and Harrison, grandson of Mimi and Papaw in Cullowhee, North Carolina, and Grandmummy in Franklin, North Carolina. And he is on for Chip Harris, who was hit with a line drive right off the bat of Hudson Miles. Came right back and hit him just below the belt, about the upper left groin, and he recovered quickly, did throw the ball to first baseman Easton Denning, and I thought there was a chance that they could retire Miles, but Denning could not handle the throw from Harris. Up in the press box here, we did rule it a hit. Not sure if Jim McGuire down there in the dugout showed it as a hit on the actual official scoring, so we'll have to see about that later. But Max Castle has all the time that he wants to warm up because he's coming in for an injured pitcher. Castle on for his 5th appearance of the year, 5 2/3 innings of work, 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, has had trouble getting the ball over the plate as he's walked 10 batters, struck out 4. And he is on in relief of Chip Harris, who goes 3 2/3 innings, gives up 4 hits. So far, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 1, did hit a batter, faced 19 Chargers. And Castle will come in to face Jackson Riedling with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Castle, another of the 7 sophomore pitchers to be part of the Full Count D group. John Ripel's listening in on the VolState Sports Network. Contacted me on the back line, and he knows Chip Harris, knows he's a tough kid. John Ripel was the volunteer assistant coach 2 years ago. Is now the head coach of Pope Prep, formerly known as JP2. Runner it starts to go and stops. Ball is dropped at the plate. Ball 1 to Riedling. Check down to see if Riedling offered at that pitch, but Jake Wolf, the base umpire, says he did not go. 3 stolen bases for Miles and gets a throw over. Hudson has not had a steal here in this series. I would think he'd take off here. Nice change up there by Castle, or was that? I think he's got like a fork ball. I can't keep up with these guys. Fork ball? What's he throw? Splitter? Same thing. Throw over to first. You split those fingers across it, right? You guys don't throw fork balls anymore. That's what they threw back in the old days. How wide's he putting his fingers on that ball? 1-1 pitch, slider in the dirt. Riedling hopping away. He says he's indicating that it hit his foot. Johnny Lowry does not agree, and the count goes 2 balls and a strike. Riedling was hit by a pitch in game 1. 2 outs, 1 in. Runner bluffs again. Pitch misses inside. Castle now with a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Jackson Riedling. Riedling played with Jack McLaury at Independence High School, where Mike McLaury is the head coach. Riedling from Franklin, Tennessee, 5'10", 190-pound sophomore. throw over. Columbia State with a 2-0 lead as they hit here in the top of the fourth inning. Won game one, 7-4. VolState won game one yesterday of the series. Runner starts to take off, but he won't. He's going to round second as ball four slips through the wickets. No wild pitch or pass ball there. That's just ball four. That will move Hudson Miles to second and Jackson Riedling to first base. That'll bring Cade Hitson to the plate. Again, pretty good name for a hitter. Last name of Hitson. As a pitcher, a bad name for a pitcher is Homer. Homer Bailey used to pitch for the Cincinnati Reds. Thought I had to come up with a nickname. Fly ball out to left field. Gage Hoover comes on, and he makes the catch, and Max Castle comes in. Walks one and gets Hitson to fly out to end the threat. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base. 2-0, Columbia State leads. We're going to the bottom of the fourth.
Man, thanks to that ball and personal price you gave me, I was able to scoop me up some new kicks.
Really? I like those. You look like you're ready for a marathon now.
You know, on second thought, we're always looking for some fresh talent. Have you thought about going back and playing?
Really? Man, have I ever. Wow.
Go to the goal. There you go, buddy. Jake.
You for real, Coach?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the personal price, Coach. Everybody at Toyota Gallatin gets it. That's what makes us so special.
Well, on second thought, I think we're all booked up.
Come on, Coach. For real? Give me a shot.
We'll pass.
Oh, come on. Wow.
Bottom of the fourth, we'll see Easton Denning, Gage Hoover, and Scotty Dean facing Dylan Alonzo, one of the top recruits in the TCCAA conference this year. Hard-throwing right-hander. Tony Vitello, the head coach for University of Tennessee, was up at the TCCAA conference showcase that was split in 3 different locations this past fall because of weather, but at MTSU, Columbia State and VolState were up there. So Alonzo pitched in the first game. I think he pitched against Motlow State. As people were there to see how hard he throws, it said that he had thrown like up to 98, but probably mid-90s. I don't think he's throwing that here today as he faces Easton Denning, delivers the first pitch high, and ball 2 now to Denning, who's looking for his first hit of the day. Ground ball foul. Denning 0 for 4 in game 1. He was 3 for 5 in yesterday's contest. Drove in 2 runs. That was the Gage Hoover 3 home run game yesterday that the Pioneers won 12-6. There's a fastball just out. Umpire where that one was. Johnny Lowry did not answer. It did not appear. Maybe he had a little head nod out. I'm not sure. 3-1 pitch coming to Denning. Cracked out to left field. Back goes Hitson, and he'll turn around and make the catch as Denning goes opposite field, but flies out to the left fielder. VolState men's team in a tussle with the Roan State Raiders. 72-64 with the 8-point lead. My roving reporter, Dr. Wendy Tostenson, sitting in the suite to my left, swinging a miss by Gage Hoover. She's joined by Athletic Director Bobby Hudson. They're hanging out in the President's Suite up here in the press box. Going to have to work on maybe a chair for her that's not from the 1960s. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that pitch is down. Treg over here says he's got some nice gaming chairs he's going to bring up here. Got nice high back. Is that right? You got nothing but money coming out down there, don't you? Your parents are loaded. But, yeah, 3-1 is chopped down to third base. It is a fair ball. Play by Brady Hendricks at third base, and a nice dig out of the dirt by Clint Seymour. That was right on the line of being fair or foul. So a ground out on a nice play put Stars by the 5 and the 3 as Hendricks had to charge and throw on the run. Threw in the dirt, picked out of there by Seymour. So 2 out, nobody on, and brings Scotty Dean to the plate, who has been a pinata today. Been hit by a pitch 3 different times. Was hit by this hard-throwing right-hander his first time to the plate. You can't blame him if he starts to shy away. That pitch on the outside corner and swings and misses at the breaking pitch in the dirt. Alonso is feeling it today. He's given up 1 hit and has delivered a hit of a batter. There's the hammer, and that's a see you later. That's a good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Scotty Dean. 5th strikeout of the game by Alonso in a 1-2-3 inning. Sets down VolState in the 4th. 2-0, Columbia State leads.
Hey, Jake, that personal price you gave me was a home run. I can't wait to give you some free baseball lessons.
Man, I'm really excited about this myself. But you do realize the thing with Toyota of Gallatin is everybody gets the personal price. It's what makes us special.
Wait, what? Everybody gets it?
Everybody gets it.
Let's play ball.
Okay.
Jake, you ready?
Let's do this, Coach. Hey, Coach, this is pretty easy.
We'll see about that.
Oh, I think I pulled something.
Yeah, better luck next time, old man.
I think I'm done, Coach. Call 911.
Tim Reese on the VolState Sports Network. Looking forward to Monday night. It's sophomore night for basketball. Got a couple sophomore women basketball players, Ella Disney and Kyra Sharon, that will be honored Monday night in the makeup game against Jackson State. And then 3 basketball players, Willie Wilson, Cooper Harris, and Rob Correa, the 3 lone sophomores on the VolState men's basketball team. They'll be honored. Women's games get started at 5:30, and men's game typically right around 7:30. So we'll bring you that right here on the VolState Sports Network. But we will also carry on WVCP 88.5, the radio station here at VolState, and on cable access channel 19 Breaking pitch from Max Castle to Clint Seymour in there for a called strike. And tomorrow, back on campus for ladies softball, I'll be broadcasting. Ground ball to Plummer, to Hopper. He gloves, throws on to Denning to retire Seymour, who's 1 for 3. A busy stretch right here in the broadcasting world for me. Lady Pioneers took a doubleheader today in conference action against Motlow State. 2 10-run wins, 13-3 and 15-5, says our sports reporter. First pitch swinging is Arturo Rodriguez, and he places a line drive base hit out in left field in front of Hoover. He's now 1 for 3. First hit off of Max Castle, who's on in relief of Chip Harris, who was hit with a line drive off the bat of Hudson Miles. I think he's going to be okay. Tyler Jenkins steps to the plate, right-handed hitting. Left-handed throwing center fielder. Squares around a bunt, lays it down. It's a nice bunt. It's going to be a tough play. J.C. Menendez throws it into right field. He pirouetted, and there's probably no chance at getting the runner there. That's going to be a base hit first, though. I mean, it's going to be give him a hit and an error, Trig. Yeah, so that's a hit on the bunt because there's no chance that JC's going to get him at first, and then an error allows him to go to second base and Rodriguez to third. So runners now at second and third. I believe that's the first error of the day for either team. It's the first time I've pulled out my red pencil. And now runners at second and third with 1 out and the infield in. Brady Hendricks doubled down the right field line in his last at-bat. Looks at ball 1 low and inside. Lady Pioneers get started at 1 p.m. tomorrow against Lakeland College. That's out of conference. Breaking pitch slapped foul down the first base line. Russ Lambert in the on-deck circle. Hey, look, he's taking his shin guards off. He's the catcher. Back-to-back hits here for Columbia State as the splitter lands high. Wind still coming in from center field. High school baseball gets started in a couple weeks. Ground ball right to Plum. He gloves, and the runner stays at third. Matter of fact, Rodriguez really didn't move once that ball was hit. Plummer didn't even have to worry about him. Looked at him and throws on to first base to retire Hendricks. With 2 out, Russ Lambert steps to the plate. Laid down a sacrifice bunt in the second. Popped out to Plummer with a runner at third in the fourth. First time he's facing Castle. Pop up out to left field. It sends Gage Hoover back. But Gage Hoover thought that Devin Thrain was going to make the catch, and he looked over at Thrain, and that ball falls to the turf. 2 runs are going to come in to score. I think that ends up being a double. Wind blown and some communication issues probably in the outfield. 4-0 is the score. As 2 came in on Russ Lambert's bloop communication issue double. Hoover just right at the last second kind of stabbed at that, but Jake Wolf said that fell on the turf. So some bad luck there for Max Castle on the Pioneers. I thought that would end the inning. That was up in the air a long time. It was hit farther than I thought it was going to go. That one goes out of play. VolState continues their 8-point lead over the Roan State Raiders at Roan State. I have not been to Roan State basketball before. I've been to Roan State baseball a couple of times. Never been inside their gymnasium. Runner from second goes. Throw down to third base, and that's going to be the second error on J.C. Menendez in the inning. Stolen base to Lambert. And an E2 scores another run. Right now, it's an unearned run. Charge to Max Castle and VolState down 5-0. With Cato Muto at the plate, 2 outs. Fouls that one back. Knocks one leaf off of the screen behind. So ground out to begin the inning, then a single and a single. Another ground out. Single is on a bunt by Tyler Jenkins. I don't think he was trying to bunt there for a sacrifice bunt with 1 out, Jenkins, but he laid a beautiful one down that third base line, and Menendez, ill-advised throw down to first base. It went down to the tarp. That moved runners to second and third. Ground out, could not produce a run, but a wind-blown double off the bat of Russ Lambert. At a play, there was a mix-up out there between Gage Hoover and Devin Thrain, I think. Right before the ball came down, I looked and saw Hoover looking over as though Thrain was going to come over to make the catch. 2-2 pitch. Just misses outside. The count goes full to Muto with Hudson Miles on deck. I believe with a win today that the VolState men, full count, Ministries full count there is fouled off. I believe the men will clinch second place with the win over Roan State. Walters State is a half game behind, and they are hosting Jackson State today, and there's ball 4. Second walk given up by Max Castle. We don't have live scoring for Jackson State at Walters State. They are broadcasting, I would assume Chuck Sebastian is on that broadcast, although I think, well, Walters State baseball was at Chattanooga State, so Chuck would not have gone to Chat State to broadcast. He is the Walters State broadcaster. Hudson Miles hits one down to Hudson Blank, takes it off the chest, throw to Easton Denning. He got a piece of it. But that will be an E5 to allow Miles on, and then maybe 2 errors. That will end up being 2 errors on Hudson Blank, as his throw allows the runner to go to third. So 4 errors in the inning, 2 each by J.C. Menendez and Hudson Blank. He bobbled the ground ball at third. Change up to Riedling. Misses. Some people might think that's 1 error. I think one error allowed Hudson Miles to reach first base, and the second error allowed Cato Muto to go to third. Toyota Gallatin scoreboard showing 3 as that's lined out to center field. Devin Thrain will come on to make it a moot point and make the catch for out number 3. 3 more runs come on the board. I have to figure out how many of those are earned on 1, 2, 3 hits. My book, 4 errors and 2 runners left on base.
Welcome to the VolState Nursing Lab. The simulation lab allows students to come in a safe environment and practice real-world patient care without worrying about harming patients. We have 5 high-fidelity mannequins that we use with our nursing students in our lab to simulate real-world scenarios that they're going to see once they're out in the hospitals working. We have an adult mannequin, as you see here. She simulates everything from a normal patient to wounds to trachs, IVs. You can give her medications. We have pediatric mannequins. We have a mom mannequin. We also have other models to where students can start IVs. They can put tubes and drains in. They can remove tubes and drains, do wound care. Also, if we lose clinical placement, then students can still simulate those real-world experiences in the lab to get the same experience and be prepared when they graduate and enter the workforce as a nurse.
They scored more than us. Getting a report from Dr. T on the basketball, and things have taken a nasty turn for the Pioneers. They're now down at Roan State after being up by 8, down by a point, 84-83. Can't see how much time's left on the clock as she's checking it out on her phone. Devin Thrain will lead off and take a hack at a high fastball and come up empty. Dylan Alonso out for his 5th inning of work. And he is pitching a gem, 1-hitter shutout as that ball gets into the dirt and gets a little piece of Johnny Lowry behind the plate. That's not going to make him happy. He is expecting the catcher to be his shield, but that one got a piece of his arm. No scores showing on the daily schedule, so nobody keeping live stats, I guess, for the basketball games. Overhand breaking pitch misses up. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Popped up on the right side. Back goes Seymour. Over goes Muto, and Muto's still going and makes a running catch in foul territory for the first out. Nice play by Muto. That'll bring Hudson Blank to the plate. Freshman from Marissa, Illinois, son of Joshua and Marissa Blank. Flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Looks at a called strike. Umpire getting shy now. He's starting to move on those balls down in the dirt. Lambert takes his mask off and looks back at Lowry, and big smile on his face says, I got you on that one. Catcher should look back and say, hey, you got as much equipment on as I got. Umpire just says, yeah, but I don't have a glove, and it's not my job to catch the pitcher. 2-1 count to Hudson Blank with Tucker Lorenz on deck. What in the world is happening to my computer? Blank starts to go on a 2-2 pitch, and he is rung up by Jake Wolf down at third base. The tag applied, and Blank is out on the swing. tried to check his swing. See if anybody's sent in an email to treesports@gmail.com. Got one. Let's see. Is that from? No, it's from Google Security Alert. A new sign-on Linux. What in the world is that? Who's trying to get into my Google account? Was that me that did something? I don't know if I should look at this security alert or not. Got an email, but a Google security alert here. Is it a scam? 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tucker Lorenz. He's got the only hit of the game for the Pioneers, and he goes apparently down on 1 strike. No. What's happening? 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're doing too much. There it is. There's the strikeout. And another 1-2-3 inning for VolState. We are through 5. Let's keep it here. I did not do our alumni spotlight as I should have in the previous half inning. Charlie Payne, second baseman from 76 and 77. Bobby Hudson probably remembers Charlie Payne. He's got a brick in the alumni spotlight. What do you know about Charlie Payne, Bobby? Good little player. And he bought a. You can't remember where he's from. Just make something up. Hoboken, New Jersey. No, he wouldn't have come down here. In 76, who would he have played for? KT? Tom Kirby. Okay. KT didn't get here till the 80s, right? Until about 85. Is that whenever we got the program back? Okay. Kenny Thomas. So Tom Kirby was the first coach ever of VolState baseball, correct? So Charlie Payne got his name on a brick in the alumni spotlight because this is the Alley Cassidy Brick and Stone alumni spotlight. If you have a sophomore or somebody's leaving the program after this year, to honor them, it's $100 to purchase a brick. It's a fundraiser for the VolState baseball team. Send me an email, treesports@gmail.com, like Tim Rascal did. He's going to get one for Bryant Rascal, who's going to be a one-and-doner for the Pioneers, as he pitched 2 years at Cumberland University and now has come over to pitch 1 in his redshirt sophomore year. Send me an email, treesports@gmail.com, and I'll send you the information to get a brick made. And I'll look forward to putting that into the 10-foot by 10-foot patio that was built and designed by last year's VolState volunteer assistant coach Shane Kemp. So appreciate Alley Cassidy Brick and Stone and their support of VolState baseball. Also like to thank Lee Marbett at the Rock Place, Troy and Stacy Harp over at the Curbing Edge, Tommy Decker at Wilson Bank and Trust. These are all former players at MTSU who support Jim McGuire and the VolState baseball team. Max Castle back out on the mound for VolState, the second Pioneer pitcher of the day. VolState's got some work to do to get back in this game, but first order of business here is to retire Columbia State here in the top of the 6th. Cade Hitson, Clint Seymour, and Arturo Rodriguez scheduled. Here's a friend of yours chiming in, Bobby Hudson. And young lady I met a couple years ago. It was actually colder the day I met Katie Willingham, the athletic director of Columbia State. She's listening in. Thank you for the kind comments. I broadcasted a couple of games softball of VolState over at Columbia State a couple of years ago, and I'm telling you, it was 32 degrees. It was 32 degrees that day, and I was up there. They had in the press box, they had a space heater. So I had that on, and guess who found the space heater up there? Katie Willingham came out. I didn't know who she was when she came up into the press box. And but I figured, as small as that press box was, she was probably somebody pretty important, because there was not a lot of room up there. So that's also, I think, a coach's office behind. But she was a wealth of knowledge there, and I enjoyed talking to her during that time span, as Max Castle struggling to find the strike zone here in the top of the sixth. Walked Cade Hitson, and now 2 balls and no strikes to Clint Seymour. So 6 straight outside the zone here in the sixth. Thank you, Katie, for the email to treesports@gmail.com. Off the middle of the bat, throw by Lorenz. Nice throws. He's heading toward his dugout. Throw over to Denning to retire Seymour on the 6-3, but on the play, Hitson moves down to second. First down. We've seen some, other than that, this last half inning, we've seen some really good defense by both teams. Hudson Miles making every play at shortstop. Tucker Lorenz and Hudson Blank on the left side for VolState have made some really nice plays. Gage Hoover out in left field as well as Arturo Rodriguez. He likes swinging at that first pitch. Comes up empty on the changeup. Got 80 folks watching, maybe 79. I'm one. So I'll be number 7 that's in that group. I might have been number 1. Ground ball right back to Castle, in and out of the glove. He finally locates and throws on to Denning. Not sure if he was thinking about going to third or not, but had that pop in and out of his glove on the play. Hitson moves over to third. So a walk and a couple of ground outs, have 2 outs and a runner at third. Starting to get warm in here now, isn't it? Holy cow, what are we? So, okay, we have dropped it down a couple degrees. Ground ball to short. Charging and gloving is Lorenz, throwing on the run, and a beautiful play again by Tucker Lorenz to retire the Chargers. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. 5-0. It's time for a big inning here for the Pioneers.
We're all working in the cloud. But what really is the cloud? If you start pulling back the clouds themselves, you find out it's an infrastructure. Computer science is really computer engineering. Right now,
Middle Tennessee is quickly becoming a growing tech hub with several IT companies that are looking for skilled workers.
if you're pursuing the CIT program at VolState, you're preparing yourself to fill those positions.
Have you ever wondered what happens when you click Buy It Now? A whole series of transactions take place, from the manufacturer to your front door.
That is logistics and supply chain management.
At VolState, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes.
A lot of business is dependent upon getting a product on time.
Students here at VolState are able to leave here with that knowledge.
Because the supply chain
is counting on me.
We're back. Did you slip in on me and I'm talking to the doctor here and okay. Don't do me like that, Tromke. Don't do me like that, okay? Because I'll do something worse than fire you. I'll tell Coach he'll make you run. You can run on a bad wing. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. A one-hitter Dylan Alonso's throwing here. And a shutout as the men's team loses, as apparently Roan State got hot right at the end, and Roan State defeated VolState men 90-87. J.C. Menendez comes to the plate. First pitch swinging, fouls that one off. Ball State was up 80-74 in that game and was outscored 16-5 in the last minutes. Fastball just misses outside. Menendez, a strikeout victim in the third, stands in there for the second time against Dylan Alonso. Hard throwing right-hander. Gets the call in the inside corner there. Overhand hammer just a little bit high. And that is a hammer. That is a sharp breaking, probably an 11-5 fastball popped up into shallow center field. On comes Jenkins. He's still coming and makes the catch. Ten straight retired by Alonso, and that brings up Drew Plummer, who's 0 for 2. Fifth appearance of the year for Dylan Alonso, Alonso. Longest appearance of the year now as he's pitching into the sixth inning. Plummer steps toward third to pitch right down the middle. Pitched 4 innings against Cleveland State, gave up 1 hit, no runs. Against Dyersburg State, had some issues. 3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs. 3 of those were earned. Walked 2, struck out 6. Did pitch at Chipola's. Plummer swings at a ball that lands down in the dirt. Throw down to first base by Lambert, retires Plummer, and that's the 8th strikeout of the game by Alonso. I believe that is one away from his season high. He had 9 against Cleveland State. Mashinsky fouls the first pitch off. Tim Rascal must have been listening to me while I was broadcasting. He got his checkbook. He heard me say that I sent him the information. He's filling out the check right now for the brick for Bryant Rascal from Montgomery, Alabama, the Rascals. That's where they're living now. They've lived all over. Bryant's dad's a retired Navy pilot, now flying for Delta. So we've got several retired pilots. I say several. I know of 2. Max Castle's father, Jeep, is a retired Black Hawk helicopter pilot. I don't know if he still flies at all, but we have several that are still currently serving in the Army up at Fort Campbell. The Sanders, and who else do we have? Somebody's dad is a doctor up there. Full Count Ministries, Full Count is fouled off. Got 9 players from Clarksville, so that's going to happen. 2 outs, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Down goes Mashinsky for the 9th strikeout and another 1-2-3 inning. It's Brody Prairie's dad, Troy, who's Army doctor. Thanks to all those who have served or are serving in the military. Appreciate your service. We're headed to the top of the 7th, final inning here. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. Top of the 7th we go. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Columbia State. To face Max Castle is on in relief of Chip Harris, who went 3 2/3. Give up 4 hits, 2 runs that were earned, walked 3, struck out 1, hit a batter. Max Castle on for his 4th inning of work. It's his 3rd full inning. He came on in relief in the 4th. Ground ball to the right side. Plummer will back up, glove, and throw to Denning. Just get Brady Hendricks, who's out on 1 pitch. Second time he's grounded out to Plummer at second base. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. I believe that just now looking back at Chip Harris's second run that he gave up, I think that's an unearned run. Ground ball to third. That's a nice hop for Blank. He throws in the dirt and not able to be dug out of there by Denning, and that's going to be the 3rd error on my book for Hudson Blank. Looks like he's kind of trying to ease that throw over there instead of just let it go, and Denning has been really good at digging those out, but unable to get a couple of them here today. 5 errors on my scorebook. 3 by Blank and 2 by Menendez, and a 1-out runner. Brings up Cato Muto, the number 9 hole hitter, with Hudson Miles in the on-deck circle. VolState in danger of falling to 3 and 5 in conference play. Columbia State trying to take the series 2 games to 3, throw over to first, not in time. To get the catcher, the wind still blowing now. Well, it's pretty much straight in from center field. We've closed the windows up here in the press box. Do want to thank MGM Industries for their gift. Another ground ball to second. Plummer's not going to be able to get this guy. Cato Muto beats that slow chopper to second. Plummer waited back just a little bit too long on that one, and that's an infield single that puts runners at first and second. And now the top of the order, Hudson Miles with 2 on and 1 out. MGM Industries, a couple of years ago when I gave Joe Gaskins a call, former Motlow State head basketball coach, and now one of the owners of MGM Industries. They make windows, and I told him of our plight up here in the press box. That ball's lifted out to center field. Devin Thrain now coming in, and he's going to make the catch. He'll throw on to third base, but runner does not go. Miles is retired for out number 2. We had windows up here when I got here to broadcast that you had to open to be able to see out. They were completely, I don't know what it was. The stuff inside the double pane windows, whatever, you couldn't see out any window, up or down, and they weren't dirty. And they're going to throw back, and a nice pick by Lorenz as Castle spiked that one back to second base. Lambert just started running about 3 quick steps as the ball gets away down in the Columbia State bullpen. I thought somebody was throwing the ball over to the VolState dugout, but got away from the bullpen down the line. So to make a short story long here, MGM Industries came in and made us custom windows back in 2023. The fall of 2022 is when my wife and I general contracted to get this press box remodeled. 1-0 pitch coming to Jackson Riedling. Cutter misses. So MGM Industries, the brand new windows, right rug flooring with the new carpet squares. My lovely wife for painting in here, about 6 coats of paint. Swing and a miss. And Dan Zettel, the stepfather of Ethan Huddleston, who now plays at Montevallo, as Montevallo is taking on Trevecca Nazarene in a weekend series here in Nashville. But Dan Zettel helped me put in the brand new countertop that we bought. And then also, there's a ground ball to the right side. Easton Denning gloves, and he's going to throw to Castle for the final out of the 7th. We'll keep it here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. So 3-1. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. But want to thank Coca-Cola and Amos Blake for their donation of a nice little cooler here to keep our drinks cold. Coach McGuire likes to come up into the press box, and if he just wants to get away from all the noise over at the athletic department and maybe meet with recruits and family, and he's got a nice place to come up here now and recruit. We also have the Dudac Communications signage that's back here. We do have the Delabar jersey back here. I forgot that Coach had already put that one up. We're looking for the Zach Curtis signed jersey as well that Coach received from Zach Curtis. Zach Curtis has also chimed in on the broadcast earlier today. He's former Hendersonville Commando, a former Pioneer from right here at VolState, was a Blue Raider at MTSU, and then drafted, honestly, I don't remember who drafted him, but I know he got up with the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Seattle Mariners, a left-handed pitcher. He was affectionately known as Sunshine. I guess after that movie, you remember the Titans. He had long blonde hair, and he actually transferred here from did he transfer into Hendersonville? I think from Florida. He was from Florida, my recollection. He and my son are the same age. They're 2010 graduates. My son from Beach High School, and Zach Curtis and Britt Underwood, they were 2010 graduates over there at Hendersonville. Dylan Alonso trying to get a complete game shutout here. Delivers the first pitch to Easton Denning for a called strike. This is the longest outing of the year for Alonso. Not sure how many pitches he's thrown, but he still looks strong. And the breaking pitch in there for a called strike. 4 innings was his longest outing, and that was against Cleveland State. Swinging a miss on a pitch that gets out of the glove of Lambert, and he's going to complete that strikeout, and that's the 10th of the game by Alonso, and there's the first out. Last year, the Pioneers were shut out twice by Columbia State and lost all 3 games. This year, Pioneers got game 1, 12-6, but lost first game of the doubleheader 7-4 and are losing right now 5-0. Only hit of the game, Tucker Lorenz served a soft line drive in the left center field. Gage Hoover tries to turn around a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball, comes up empty. Ladies softball tomorrow right here on the VolState Sports Network, starting just a few minutes before 1 p.m. Christian Lynn and his Lady Pioneers got 2 wins against the Lady Bucks today to go 2-0 in conference play. Fastball misses just inside. Hoover with a 3-1 count. Alonso has not walked a batter. He has hit 1 batter. And right now he's not going to give up. He's got a full count Ministries full count. We will have the full count Ministries verse of the game following this contest. And there's a full count first pitch foul ball off the bat of Gage Hoover, the son of Mike and Angie Hoover. Not sure if the Hoovers have checked in with a brick purchase yet. They probably have. I don't have everybody memorized. Another foul ball. All right, I got a Gene Manise sighting. Did you talk to him? You know what? You know what's the Gene's a very distinguished looking man down there. Full count pitch, the overhead hammer. There's the first walk of the game. Alonso can't believe it. He helped you with the skunk. Well, he's got that white stripe there on his hair. Might as well. Gene Manise played high school at Madison High School, I believe. He went to Shelby State and then finished Shelby State and went to Vanderbilt. Played there and signed out of college. Ultimately got up, I know, at least to AAA with the Indianapolis Indians. This Gene Manise is the grandfather of Hudson Miles, a shortstop for Columbia State. Gene and I went to church together at Neely's Bend Baptist Church a long time ago. That was in my first life. That is another hit by pitch by Scotty Dean. That's 4 today. The second time that Alonso has gotten him. I mean, you got to get the target off of you. I don't think he's crowding the plate. But Alonso not afraid to pitch inside, that's for sure. That'll bring Devin Thrain, D-Train, to the plate. Cam Hamsley's going to come out. I wonder, he's jogging, so he's probably not pulling him out. Gene's a former, I believe he was an SEC official at one point in time. But he was basketball official. He's the number 2 man for the TSSAA, so the Tennessee Scholastic, it's high school governing body for Secondary School Athletic Association. There you go, Bobby Hudson. I'm telling you, I can't get anything past you other than Jeff Hamlin's name. You couldn't, huh? That's right. We got him around. Yeah, I understand. Bobby Hudson said some days his brain works better than others. 2 on, and that pitch gets by Lambert. Both runners will move up on the wild pitch after the conversation with Desi Ammons, the head coach. One 0 pitch to D-Train. The breaking pitch misses down. Swing and a miss as I do look up on the Googler that Gene Manise did not make it to the major leagues. He finished in AAA, but he was one of the all-time favorite Nashville Sounds when I came down to Nashville for the first time in 1979 for a summer high school tournament where ultimately I was recruited by Belmont as Thrain swings and misses. Count goes full count. 1979 was, I think, the second year for the Nashville Sounds. And that's what I remember the night before I even knew him. And they would say, Gino Manise. Full count pitch, 1 out. Here's ball 4, and D-Train reaches base. So the bases are juiced. A walk, a hit batter, and another walk here, as that will end the afternoon for Dylan Alonso. I bet you he's up pretty close to 100 pitches. So we'll have a new pitcher. We'll tell you about the new Charger pitcher after this short break. New pitcher on for Columbia State, Anthony Serrano. He is a right-handed freshman from Columbia, Tennessee. He also played at Independence High School. The Independence, what are they? The Eagles, not the Flash. Go ahead. Don't mind that window that's closing here. That's bad producing. That's bad producing right there. Come on. Anthony Serrano on for Dylan Alonso, who's walked and hit the bases loaded here in the seventh. He finishes 6 1/3 innings, 1 hit. So far, no runs. 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, did plunk. He didn't plunk 2 batters. He plunked Scotty Dean twice. And now Hudson Blank at the dish with the bases loaded and 1 out, trying to scratch a run. VolState did not score in game 1 until the 6th inning. 1 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th popped up on the right side. That should get out of play. And it will. Blank 0 for 2 with a fly out and a strikeout. Serrano, 2.00 ERA. He has 2 saves. This is not a save opportunity. You know, I say that. Is Tapper 2-3rd. They're going to come to the plate and then go on to first base, as it looked to me like maybe Seymour might have pulled the foot, but cannot get the double play, and Blank grounds into the fielder's choice. Hendricks came to the plate to get Hoover for out number 2. Dean moves down to third. Thrain is now at second. I'm going to have to check my it may be that you come in with, and the bases are loaded, so the tying run is in the on-deck circle. Serrano might actually get a save in this situation. Lorenz, the only hit of the ball game, 1 for 2. There's a sharp slider there that misses down in the dirt. Nice stop by Lambert, who's caught both ends of this doubleheader and done an excellent job behind the plate for Columbia State. Drive out to right center field. That's well hit, but that doesn't have enough. Now coming in is Jackson Riedling, and he makes the catch, and that ends the ball game. Columbia State takes 2 today. 7-4 and 5-0 as we say so long to the fans and supporters that have been up here. Dr. T, Athletic Director Bobby Hudson. Tim Raskell getting warmed up here. He can stick around while I finish the broadcast. He's got a drive to go probably, as he probably heads back to Montgomery. But 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Columbia State. VolState, no runs, 1 hit. I had him for 5 errors. Winning pitcher, Dylan Alonso. He will get his second victory in 3 decisions. And Chip Harris will take the loss. Chip falls to 1-2 on the season. And I'll have to do some checking to see if that is Serrano's 3rd save, but I think it probably is. But I'm, again, not the official scorer. So my opinion doesn't really matter, but I do help with figuring that out. A game that takes 2 hours and 4 minutes to complete. VolState falls to 13-6 overall and 3-5 in conference play. Columbia State moves to 5-3 in conference play and gets their 9th win of the year against 12 defeats. The player of the game, Max Castle, came on and did give up 3 runs, but only 1 of those was earned. Walked 3 batters and scattered 4 hits, or 3 hits, in his 3 1/3 innings of work. Did not strike out a batter, did not hit a batter. Max Castle is our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. That's his 2nd such award this year. Christian Lynn, just see his text, and ladies are watching on the bus as they come back from VolState with 2 victories. So they're the only ones for VolState Athletics to get wins today. Both the women's and the men's basketball teams lost, and the baseball team lost a doubleheader. So way to go, Lady Pioneers. Let's get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game, found in the book of Psalms. It's the 19th chapter, first verse. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Folks, it's hard to look around at nature and everything around you and not believe that there's a creator. Because if there's a creation, there has to be a creator. Somebody had to start all this that's in motion, the heavens and the earth. Now, how God started, don't ask me that one. I don't have the answer to that, but I don't have to. It's his world. We're just living in it. So thanks to Full Count Ministries for sponsoring our verse of the game all year long. John Smithson now the new executive director. That's what I'm calling him. Josh Carman is the director of baseball, and Reed Glover the director of discipleship and resources. So thank those folks, and if it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be broadcasting today. There's no doubt about that. They gave me my start. Wasn't the Pioneers' day today? Fall 5-0 to Columbia State Chargers. We'll be on the road on Tuesday. They'll play a 9-inning game against Calhoun. I will not travel, so there will not be a broadcast on the VolState Sports Network for their trip to Decatur, Alabama. And nor will I travel this weekend to Dyersburg State, but they should have a broadcast. So check Dyersburg State's website for a live stream or a watch or something like that. So maybe we can put out where that's going to be broadcasted on the VolState Twitter. And then back at home next Monday to take on Kishwaukee here in Gallatin for a doubleheader beginning at noon. Again, I will not be in town for that, as I will be broadcasting conference basketball tournament in Memphis, Tennessee, starting Friday through Tuesday. But I will be back, Lord willing, on Wednesday, March the 12th for the doubleheader again, starting at noon against Alpena. Tomorrow I'll be on the air for the Lady Pioneers softball games against Lakeland College, and then Monday night, we'll have Kason Hollinsworth on the VolState Sports Network broadcasting the women's and men's basketball, as I will be pulling public address announcing duties Monday night for sophomore night. Well, hadn't been Pioneer Day today, but it's still been fun being at the old ball yard, and even though if it was a little bit chilly, it's always fun to come up here and see these young men compete and maybe get a chance to say hello to some of their family and friends that come and visit. But for Dr. Wendy Tossenson, who's been our guest in the press box here in the palatial suite for the doubleheader, and Athletic Director Bobby Hudson, and for head coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying, God bless you so long. We'll talk to you soon right here on the VolState Sports Network. Good night, everybody.